Hello, I'm at the top of Church Street, Primark, Bold Street End on this very, very busy, noisy Friday afternoon. It really is a busy day. A lot of people out shopping, whatever. Travelling into our cherished city centre today on the 14 bus. I was shocked. Cultural change all around. The bus was dominated by universal Scousers. Never seen so many in all my life. Now, no one's saying they shouldn't get the bus or whatever. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, if public transport, as well as our cherished city centre, are microcosms of cultural change, that shows the speed at which our city is culturally transforming. I was shocked. I've travelled on the 14C, 14D it was then, since I was about 10 years of age. And of late it's been changing more and more. There's been more and more universal Scousers dominating public transport. Like I say, no one's saying they shouldn't be allowed to get on a bus, but you know where I'm coming from. If public transport and our cherished city centre are microcosms of cultural change, then that shows how fast our city is changing, right? It is changing very, very fast. Bear with me, it's very, very windy. Trying to find a spot where it's not so windy, but I don't seem to be able to find one. All the same. Travelling on the 14, as I say, it was an experience. I think it disembarked about 20 past 12. I was shocked, totally shocked. The change has been rapid and unbelievable. Like I've said, with public transport and our cherished city centre are microcosms of cultural change, then our city is indeed changing faster and faster, ladies and gentlemen, right? There's two videos I've left at the end regarding Pakistan Independence Day, Wilmslow Road, Rusholme, Manchester. Again, okay, cheers. Again, it confirms what I'm saying, is that they are not forsaking their culture or their cultural roots. They're bringing them with them. Wilmslow Road, Rusholme was never once like that, but it is now due to cultural change. What is happening is serious, ladies and gentlemen, right? It is very serious what is happening. If this continues, as I've said, where is our glorious city going to be in 5 to 10 years' time? Well, exactly, right? We know where it's going to be. It's going to have changed dramatically. Where it'll begin to lose, as it is now in certain areas, its unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. That's what is now happening. Kensington and Fairfield, Lawrence Road, now along Breck Road, County Road, West Derby Road, Prescott Road, and many other long-standing proud Scouse communities are now being changed. It's not Joe Owens making this up. It's not Joe Owens picking on anyone. I wish he didn't have to come down here. And also, new arrivals who've made Liverpool their home. God bless you. I'm not having a go at you, right? But you've got to look through our eyes, right? This is our city and it's changing. So I believe all those new arrivals who've made Liverpool their home and want to be part of something special, it's in your interest to oppose further cultural change, because the city you've made home, that's not the place you fled from. You don't want it to be like that. So it's in your best interest to oppose further cultural change. Those new arrivals who believe Liverpool can't accommodate their needs need to relocate to another town or city that can, right? Because our city must remain a Scouse city. Because if it's not, then it's Liverpool in name, like London is London in name and name only. It's getting rather windy and unusually busy today. Not quite sure. I know Liverpool are playing. Good luck to Liverpool. Good luck to Everton. Whatever Scouse team's playing. It's very busy. But on the 14 bus today, I was shocked, ladies and gentlemen. Those who travel along, that use the 14 bus, will know where Joe Owens is coming from, right? It was shocking, ladies and gentlemen. I think me and several others were the only Scousers on the bus. As I say, it's getting really windy and really unusually busy. Like I say, I come down here, right, because if I don't, no one else will. And if no one else will, cultural change will sweep across our glorious city, changing it forever. New arrivals in small numbers pose no cultural threat to our city. In large numbers, they do. It ends up in like the two videos at the end, Winslow Road, Rushoe, and beyond. It's not just there, it's all over Manchester now. Manchester is undergoing profound cultural change. Parts of Manchester now have underwent irreversible cultural change. We can't allow this to happen here in our glorious city. See, remember, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what culture they belong to, what they believe in. If they're in small numbers, it's irrelevant. The Scouse culture will still, our Scouse culture will still prevail. But it's when they're in large enough numbers where things then begin to change, which is now happening. We see it along County Road, Breck Road, West Derby Road, Prescott Road, Walton Road even, many other places. And more so in Kensington and Fairfield, Lawrence Road, and other parts of Wavertree. It's not me having to go at anyone, you know, far from it. I wish I didn't have to come down here. But if I don't, no one else will. If no one else will, our country, as well as our city and our country, will undergo further cultural change. And we don't want this. It's not in our interest. It's not our city's long-term interest. It's not in our interest, right? It can't be. We're dependent, or beholden, should I say, on new arrivals. They're dominating our Scouse economy more and more. That can't be good for any community, right? So we must oppose, as I've said, further cultural change. It's not me having to go with anyone. As I say, I wish I didn't have to come down here, but if I don't, who will? No one. If no one comes down here, ladies and gentlemen, and our glorious city will be culturally changed, like London, Leicester, Birmingham, Manchester and many other places now undergoing profound cultural change. Once new arrivals are in the driving seat, then everything dances to their tune. Just look at the two videos at the end. Well, there you go. What's Andy Burnham to say about that? Exactly nothing. What's Andy Burnham to say? What is happening to Manchester? The same as Ian Byrne, Dan Carden here, nothing, zilch. Silence. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, the silence can only remain for so long, right? Because we are in possession of a crystal ball, metaphorically speaking, that other communities weren't. We're blessed with, what's the word for it? We're blessed with this opportunity, if that's the right word. Being in possession of a crystal ball, metaphorically speaking, like I say, right? We've got to take full advantage of this. The writing is on the wall telling us, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening, what's on the way, how it unfolds, and the end result. And given we're in possession of a crystal ball, we know only too well our fate if cultural change is not stopped. It's London, Leicester, Birmingham, Manchester. Look at Manchester, by Christ. Good Lord. What's Andy Burnham thinking of? It's not an attack on any individuals, right? Small numbers of new arrivals. Joe Owens got no problem whatsoever, but that's not what's happening, right? There's too many, right? The Scouse family's being replaced. that's what is happening. You know it is, you can see it. You don't need Jones to tell you. And also, there's that many different nationalities and cultures coming in now that don't get on with one another, let alone their Scouse hosts. This must stop, ladies and gentlemen. Find a candidate, reliable, credible, any forthcoming elections, and give them your vote. Remember, say no to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.